1958. And the first chapter of AARP, number 1, was given their charter on September 23rd, 1960 at Youngstown, Arizona. And from that, at the present time, we have over 4,000 chapters nationwide, and we have a little over 200 chapters in New York State.
Very strong lobbyists for retired people.
Yeah, well, that's really what we are. When I was on the State Legislative Committee in Albany, I think it was about my second year, we had to register as lobbyists. Mm-hmm. And before that, they hadn't. And we lobby for legislation, mm-hmm. primarily for seniors, but if there's legislation that will help everyone, then we support that too.
Okay.
We're not strictly one way.
Absolutely. I think the count you told me was what, 68 million strong, is that correct?
No.
Somewhere in that neighborhood?
No, that's a little over 34 million.
Oh, 34 million.
Yeah,
Why I got the figure 68?
But they come in so fast that it's hard to tell, to keep track of the exact number. And of course, a model maturity, which comes out every 2 months, very possibly it was the second largest mass mailing in the country behind Reader's Digest. But very possibly now, with the greater number, it may have passed it. So I don't know whether we're first or second on that.
I see. One thing I want to tell the folks out there is that this is Volunteers in Action, and we have this show twice a month now. It's on the second and third Wednesdays of the month. And we are taking live phone calls this evening. If you have something to ask our panel and guest here, please call 856-5666. If you have any letters or any guests you'd like to see appear on the show, send us a letter here at Volunteers in Action in Access 8, Box 321, Port Jervis, New York, 12771. Again, we're taking live calls at 856-5666. And next we'll go down to the table next to Don is Stella Taylor. And Stella, you'll tell us what your position is and what you're doing with the seniors.
I'm
with the AARP.
Chairman of the community service. Mm-hmm. And we try to help people that are in need. Mm-hmm. We help people in nursing homes.
Right.
And whatever we can to make things easier for somebody that needs help.
Right. I imagine there's a lot of people out there who need home care that are in deep trouble. I had a couple people.
Well, we try to call them up and cheer them up. Mm-hmm. If you know a friend, call them up in the morning and ask them if they're all right. You don't have to spend an hour talking to them or anything, but just say, good morning, is everything all right? Can I help you? And
let them know they have a friend.
Right, yeah. And that makes them feel very, very good.
Kind of makes their day.
Right.
Exactly.
It sure
Anybody
does.
out there would just like to call in too, to say hello, call in by all means and say hello. 856-5666. I guess we'll go down the table to our next guest, is Edna Riccardi, and she represents, or she's on the mayor's, for the seniors, Mayor's Council for the Seniors. Edna?
Yes.
Maybe you'd like to give us a little rundown what's been going on.
Well, Mayor Warden, when he became elected and became our mayor, set up a senior advisory board. Mr. Prisco is our liaison. He's the council member.
That's Chubb.
Chubb Prisco. We have on the board Mr. Lockwood, Bud Hunter, Mr. Hoskins, Elizabeth Graziano, Blanche Balmus. I should have written it down and then I would have gotten it better.
Betty Graziano.
Margaret Berger, myself, Betty Graziano, Little and Bill. I think I've covered everybody. I hope I haven't slighted anyone. And our purpose when we were formed was to try to get some senior programming activities going for the seniors and to try to come up with a new senior center. We feel that the senior center is badly needed. The Farnham building we have outgrown. That was our main purpose, and we have been working since February. We haven't, right now we are in the process of having quite a few programs up at Farnham House in the afternoon. Seniors are welcome to come up at 1 o'clock and stay until they want to go home or when the bus takes them home. We have many activities. They can either just sit if they want to and chat with their neighbors, or they can play cards, they can knit, crochet, sew. do a little bit of everything. And we hope that the seniors will come out and support it, because that's the only way we're ever going to get a new senior citizen, is to show people that it's needed.
Right, and participation is required.
Participation is the big thing. If we can send out that we need a center, that we have outgrown ours, and right now we have, right now, it's really sad. If fire code officials want to go into anything and tell us we can't meet there, 36 people is our limit in that room. Today we were up to 50, I believe. If we can't meet there, there is no other place in Port Jervis unless someone comes up, some organization volunteers us a spot or something. It's really very sad. We really need something, and please, seniors, get out behind us. We need you. The next council meeting, there's going to be a public hearing on grants. I know a lot of people are against grants, but this is my feeling, this is not the board's feeling. I feel that there are grants all around us, and indirectly for those grants, our taxes are paying, because it's federal and state money, and you're paying federal and state taxes. And if we're paying on those grants, I feel very strongly that we could have a grant of our own.
Get in there and grab your portion.
Right, it's out there, let's grab it.
All right, let's say again, if you're out there and you just want to call in, you have a question, you want to talk to Edna, or you want to talk to Don, or you want to talk to Stella, please let us know by calling 856-5666. And this time, I think we're going to go to a film at this time to show you exactly what the AARP does. So if we might go into the film at this time, please do. We'll have the film soon. Okay, would somebody call, well, I'll go to control room, tell them I want to get the tail off the show, the placard of the last show, so that I can have it for the end of the show and run it at least.
What?
The tail of the last show. We didn't come in with a placard, I want to go off with one.
The tail of the last show?
Yeah, in other words, just take the tail off the placard and the credits.
Yeah, this takes like 12 minutes, take a break.
We got time to take a break, folks. Now, we're going to talk about some of these things, and some of the things you might want to talk about. Shirley, let's bring up now, and there's a lot of things I didn't just mention that, Shirley, we should bring up. And we're just starting to get warmed up here, so
Yeah.
don't lose your train of thought.
Well, we could bring up how people can join the local chapter,
Exactly.
what it brings in.
You want to know where the next meeting is, Edna? With your notes, want to give it to you again, and when the next meeting is?
What,
and,
of our board, you mean?
Right, why don't we talk about the senior shuttle?
I'm not too familiar with senior shuttle.
Well, and Meals on Wheels, and who is handling over there now? I think it's, talked to a lady this morning that took Hilda's place up at the Farnham House.
Well, it's a temporary person up there now. I don't know
Right,
whether she's
yeah.
going to take it or not.
Her name is Rosalind Hembaugh.
Yeah, I tried to go on her, I'm getting off her.
She's only there temporarily, I guess, until something's done.
I have a tape from 1/20/93. Would that have logo tapes?
12093. Yeah,
Okay,
should.
I'll go and see what we have, and I'll have that queued up for when we
Should
go.
be a logo on the front, and the one on the back one I use just to go off.
Yeah, I'll use the one that walks.
All right, appreciate that, Dave. I didn't know we didn't have a logo. That's why I come on like that. I was befuddled.
I didn't,
Usually have a logo come on, says, you know, volunteers in action, blah, blah, blah,
yeah,
blah.
isn't there a,
Johnny, remind me to do the Head Up for Homer's coffee shop for the partnership.
Yeah, okay. We'll do it when you come back on.
Yeah, as soon as I come back, yeah. After I give the numbers again.
See, normally it comes on, it didn't play.
Yeah, everything comes on in the beginning as the headers are played.
Ray, the senior shuttle is run, not the senior shuttle, the dial-a-bus is run by Port Jervis. The shuttle
Oh,
is.
by the way, I talked to Jimmy Biondi too. They're getting one, they said the funding from United Way has went down. It's down to
Right.
$7,000 now. Is that what it is? He's president of that,
I
what's
was
he
under
president
the-
of?
Well, yeah, I don't know whether they're gonna get, are they definitely gonna get that?
Well, I
Because they
thought
was-
they said they got 20,000 plus
Well,
the 7.
they used to get more money, because I know last year I wrote a letter for them.
Said they got 11 and been cut to 7.
Okay, then,
They was cut last year.
Yeah.
And I guess it was cut again because United Way didn't do too well with their collections.
Yeah.
They had those scandals last
What are
year,
you,
and
they
they
put
cut
one
them
in
all
the
down.
dial-up bus because they don't have nobody to drive it?
no.
When they have-
Then I must have been mistaken, Don. He must have said they got 20,000 from the Deer Park. Did
Yeah, Deer Park covers
Gave them,
that, yes.
gave them 20,000 for the
Yes,
shuttle, right?
exactly.
Right.
Okay, and 7,000 from United Ways.
And Port Jervis covers nothing on the shuttle,
Right,
no monies.
no,
No money, they
Yeah.
just give them the building.
They give them the building, the farmhouse,
And I guess they pay the salary of the people up there.
right.
Yeah,
That's
about
what I
7 minutes
understand.
left.
and the 7,000 was to pay.
Thanks for helping out tonight. Oh,
Hilda's
boy.
salary, but she was getting 8,500.
Their park has really
She
been,
was cut, that's what,
Oh, boy.
well,
yeah, they couldn't pay it
Birth
because they didn't
certified
have
today.
it.
Albert Smith.
They only had
That was the only one to show.
Did, what's her name?
No, she didn't.
Keys and Keys come down?
I mean,
Well, you know
How
something?
many hours did you
I wouldn't give it to him. I'd make a protest about that.
work?
Well, they fought.
I don't, you know.
I know what happened at the meeting, and I thought it was wrong. So
now
everybody
he
at
told
the
me
last
that
minute wanted to do that. And I
Yes.
thought it was
New
inappropriate,
director
but I
is
was
only
so
going
ticked
to
off
put
at
out
the
a
last minute when I
newsletter
stood up and said,
and
"Gee,
run
let's put the damn thing through, get it over with, and you can do this one line. Because bending the laws is one thing, breaking them is another, and I said, well, you can't do that.
As long as we tell her. We don't
You're gonna
tell her,
certify
tell
these
her,
people,
it's
and that's
their-
it.
their business.
Well, what it is,
If-
whoever
if we
makes the most
do what
noise
we
and
want,
jumps around, they think they can bend it.
I don't think that should be done anymore, no.
No, that's
Our
why there was
bylaws
nothing in the
committee,
paper. because
commander
they
is
told
over
us
there,
not to
we're gonna
do it.
start, rewriting the bylaws, Johnny, Mr. Chairman.
Yeah.
When we start rewriting these bylaws, we should have a very tight set of bylaws, and once that's done, that won't happen.
Yeah, I know.
I think the Farm House is so depressing.
You know what
That should
the city needs is
Mike should be with us
a
all the way.
community center
Yep, he was, but
that
he can't
everybody
vote
could
when it
use.
comes to any issues, only executive board.
And
Well, it comes
each
to an issue where somebody
organization
said,
could be allotted a
Okay,
certain day.
I give you
they could have
authority
a
too,
meeting.
and they take it as such.
Oh, have you ever written?
Yeah.
I don't think you can tell some people anything because it says, gives them an open license to do everything.
Yeah, if you give them okay for that, then they think this is okay and that's
That's
okay.
right.
Flowers, you
Give the
know,
commander in
yeah.
chief of everything.
it's just like a boat walking
Even
into
the
a
president of
booth
the
in the
United States has,
kitchen.
That's why he has all these other appointments and cabinets and stuff. Let everybody
They've got this walkway.
have their own little separate meetings and
Here's
report
the
back.
other thing, Dave, which I don't like, and I don't know if you're feeling about it either, but when we go to a meeting, what he has
I fell in love with that.
is schedule or agenda.
The director lives
We're running an agenda
upstairs.
from A to Z or whatever he's running, and he's running all business, new business. Well,
And I think she pays.
should be
us,
going and running the,
She gets her salary
minutes
is
of the
paid
last
for.
meeting, reports of
from the city.
financial status,
She
going
does all
to,
the directing.
any reports from any special committees,
You know, things that
well, of course,
she's a
before that,
lovely person.
anybody who is in lieu of joining, right?
Should bring up at that point.
Bring
That's
up
what I
at that
told
point.
him. So they don't have to sit to the tail end and
Exactly.
hear all that.
They can vote on it, but then,
Living,
he goes into
what had
new
been the
business.
living
That's where
part
the
of the
agenda
people,
comes in.
like farmhouse.
The
New business should be the agenda.
Exactly.
That's what I told him. I said, when we have that agenda up there, we should have agenda then new business, because it's
They
two
would
new
allow
businesses.
You're absolutely right.
That's what I told him. I said, plus, if people don't sign up the agenda,
You
you
know,
know,
Anything
late.
that's to be brought
Yeah.
up should be brought up under new
take those
business.
two
on
walls
new
up
business
and have
agenda, it
one
should be the
Yeah.
same
In
thing.
the front.
Tammy has her thing
And
for
that-
program
you know,
director,
She should
but
have.
that's not for 35 minutes, it should be tops
You've
15.
got your other little room.
Everybody
that's
should have a
playing
segment
cards.
to work with. If you want to bring up something, why should you be
Well, if
allowed
they-
to bring up
if
something
they
for,
do a large
this
kitchen,
time,
they're-
this time, this time?
They're
You still have your
renovating
report.
against
We have, Dave, see how much, Alex, see how much paper we have left on VCR number 1.
Jackie.
Jackie.
Jackie,
She can't hear.
said it has to be in.
How much time do we have left on VCR one?
We should hire an
5 minutes?
architect.
All right.
Started on it because when he
Yeah,
was
I'll agree with that.
campaigning, him and Dick Rutland, they came to my office that night.
So I think if
And they said
that's
was it.
straightened out at the next meeting,
And now he's
put
all
that all
they
down.
were allowed to do it.
You know, I
by
know you
campaign.
want,
They weren't
give your
allowed. They
report
just
in
were
the
saying that as
committee.
they were,
She has to give a report.
and now
for
he's
it.
carried it under. That's
I
where
want
it
to bring
started.
another,
I still say,
you know, then
if they,
the meeting
they
would have been
won't
on a little bit
let
longer. I
us
said, I
have
just
a
something
condition.
here.
Even if you left
Ridiculous.
Wow.
things like this. If they say you can't.
There's people out here on the board that don't want to sit and listen to a whole bunch of things from program directing or
White
from the
columns,
programming
you know.
department. They don't want to listen to a lot of tech stuff.
Nobody wants
They
to
This
don't
should be
want
brought up in
to
general. This is not, this is not this.
And the committee gets together and then you okay at the board meeting, right? You say to the board, well, this is what we decided to do and are you for it or aren't you? If you're not doing your job, it'll become evident soon enough.
Because she was told,
You
the
know
whole
that.
problem was still, the Office of the Aging told me, I called
Yeah.
them, she has enough food, but she
I
doesn't
wish
do
Dan
it.
and I.
She could feed 50 people a day out there if she wanted to.
Yeah.
was
Well, why
earlier
did she
than I-
cook
It was
two
not as good.
beef roast
I
yesterday
had my own
morning
studio once
today?
recorded for 8-track sound.
Really?
She could go in here
Lots
in the
of
morning
them,
and
yeah.
cook those roasts, and she would know what her
I
food would
would.
be because she would have gotten it the night
I
before.
worked in Kinderhook with another guy who was
Because
completely
that's the way she
blind.
wants it.
That's why
She
I think
doesn't,
it gave me
you
enough
know,
courage.
and then she's complaining that she
This guy
doesn't
could
have the
take a
food.
half-inch
She
tape
does have
with
the
an Ampex
food.
recorder in a studio. He'd go
Because
along the
I
tape
told
and
him
he'd
to
find
go
a
to
bird
up
and
in
tape
Louise,
with his
down the
fingers.
opposite page, and says,
Pick
is
it
it
out and
because
slice it, man.
people
You
are
never
being
know where
turned
it
away,
was.
is it because of the space or the food? She said, this is whatever she has plenty of.
Incredible.
She's not the food.
Okay, what are we going to start when we come back?
I mean, I'll go check.
Oh, I got it.
Now, the topic we're going to start with, of course, I'm going to queue up something else about Homer's and blah, 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 and then I take the live phone calls, but
This is,
as soon as we get back,
Stella told about what they do for the seniors. They do a lot of things.
what they do for the seniors. Okay, let's do that.
2 minutes, right?
Nursing homes and the seniors. Right,
Okay.
Stella?
2 minutes. This is when the big part of the show, the big sweat comes.
You wanna start with her then, or with the chapters?
Well,
Let's start with the chapters.
All right.
Then we'll go to Stella.
I go to Stone.
You gonna start with who?
The chap- I'm going to start with Homer's. He's going to start with the chapters. Who's on first?
Who's on second?
who's on third?
I don't know. He's on second.
I used to love that.
Alan Costello.
That's the important man, who's at home.
Exactly. Who's pitching?
Who's that old me?
No?
What time do you think you'll carry this till? 10 o'clock?
What time is it now?
A few
Mike?
seconds yet.
Might only be 9:30. We don't know yet. Well, see, it depends on how things are going.
All right.
I have an option to cut it off at an hour and a half, so we'll see how things are going. I don't want to go over an hour if it's an hour, but I don't want to go over an hour and a half.
We won't have that much to say.
Well, it depends on what you folks want to talk about here. It's a very interesting topic. We can get going if we're in the right avenue. If we get some phone callers after the night, if people cooperate,
1 minute.
1 minute. And it inspire some callers from out there to give us some questions. That's what it's all about. Next week, we have the American Red Cross. Beth Spire will be here.
We have something every week.
No, I have the second and third Wednesday of the month. Countdown? Yeah. Must be just about 30 seconds, huh?
How much more time? How much more time, Dad? Singing on the headphones. Hey, Jackie.
She doesn't hear you?
Now she don't have her headphones on.
Open the door and tell her, Jackie.
Get ready.
Okay, welcome everybody back to Volunteers in Action. My name is Ray Henry. We have a bunch of really good guests here this evening. Don Lockwood, and we got with us also Edna Riccardi and Stella Taylor. I talk about the AARP, but first I want to thank Homer's Coffee Shop for sponsoring our show. Go up there and see Lisa and enjoy a really good cup of coffee. And remember, you're never always at home when you're at Homer's. And I had to put that little plug in. One thing we wanted to say, we're taking live calls here tonight at 856-5666. And any comments you might have through the mail, direct them to Box 321, Access 8 here at 321 Port Jervis, New York. Okay, let's get back to the chapters here, Don. We were talking about the chapters of the ARP, and the folks did get to see the film, and you might want to make a comment on the chapters, how you can join and so forth.
Well, the chapters, no, the one in Port Jervis area, chapter 2380 is an active chapter. Anyone who wishes to join, all they need is $2 and their national card paid up. And if they have that, then they're welcome to come in, and there's one differentiation there. If on the national, a spouse can be a member, on the other one's application, but at the local chapter, everyone is on their own. So it's $2 per person. And we meet here on the second and fourth Fridays of each month in St. Mary's Church Hall on Ball Street, 1:30 p.m. And we try to have interesting meetings and keep people informed on local legislation, state, federal. We do take a few trips, and around here, our members aren't actually active in the tax aid program, but they do come in here.
Right.
And they're up at the Farnham House. And we had the 55 Alive driving course, which we hope to have another course either in April or May. And
Can I tell the people about what the 55 Alive driving course is?
55 Alive is a course. It used to be a defensive driving course, and in the past, it was when Colonial Penn had the insurance, they gave a 10% discount to any AARP members that completed the course. After they was forced by other places to put it out, and Hartford had it, they continued it. But while I was on the state legislative committee, we got enough of our congressional or our state people up there in the Assembly and Senate interested, and they passed a bill which required all insurance companies doing business in New York State to grant the 10% discount on liability insurance. And no rate was set in, but the superintendent of insurance said that being that Colonial Penn had given a 10% discount, he thought that was a good discount for everyone else. And it's a course which takes 2 days, 4 hours a day. And it really is a review of the rules that we learned years ago.
Right.
Now, about 3 to 4 years ago, I heard that there was legislation, and I called Senator Johnson from down on the island who sponsored it, and he said it had just passed and the governor had signed it, and it now included a 10% reduction for collision insurance.
Okay, I think we have a phone call. We have a phone call on the line?
No, push the phone. Push it.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to say right this time, we'd like to get some phone calls in here tonight. We have sitting with us people from the ARP and from the Senior Citizens, Mayor's Senior Citizens Committee. Let's get some phone calls in here, even if it's just to say hello at 856-5666. 856-5666. All you seniors have things on your mind. Call in here and let us know what's on your mind. 856-5666. Okay, Don, that is really interesting. There's a lot of lobbying power. There's a lot of help. I know the AARP pharmacy is a big help too.
AARP pharmacy is a big help,
Right.
and there, if Of course, some drugstores locally have it, but if there is a generic drug, the AARP pharmacy has it. And that was another one of our bills while I was on there that we were able to have passed, and we had a lot of opposition to it, but it finally went through, and other states followed suit, and about 3 years ago, the 50th state enacted that same legislation. That was Indiana. So now all 50 states have that. And then we also have our car and health insurance. And while we're talking about that, I might mention that last year I had 3 calls from people who went to renew their insurance. They were over the age of 70 and they found their insurance had been canceled. And I didn't realize it, but a local insurance agent told me that that could be done, that anything over the age of 70, that their company could cancel at any time. So if any seniors have that problem, they can get insurance with Hartford. I'm not up here to, show for Hartford insurance, but you can get automobile insurance from them. It cannot be canceled because of age.
So they
because
prejudice
have a
themselves
national
against the
contract.
seniors.
Huh?
Actually, a lot of the insurance companies prejudice themselves against the seniors.
Right.
They have.
Exactly what happened.
And that was the problem that
Yeah.
years ago, companies refused to give any type of insurance to seniors,
Yeah.
health insurance. And they finally convinced a man who had a small insurance company to give it a try. And he did, and that was how Colonial Penn Insurance Company grew. And after they found out that there was money to be made on insuring seniors, then the other companies wanted in.
Right.
But now they're cutting off, and that same thing might happen with your health insurance, because I had that happen when I was 65. A supplemental insurance was canceled, and when my wife hit 65, the same thing happened with her. But they found out they can do it. So the one thing is that the one sponsored by AARP cannot be canceled unless the whole national contract is spent.
I see. Does anybody else have anything to say about the pharmacy or that type of thing while we're on the subject, and about medical coverage?
They have a lot of other national programs, but really those are the ones that are more prevalent in our area.
Right. I know for a fact that people are disabled too. It's so hard for anybody that's disabled and is not 65 to go out and be covered for any type of medication at all if they're perhaps down with an illness that stimulates a bill like $300 or $400 a month. Where are you going to get the money to get $300 or $400 a month if you're living on Social Security at $600 a month? It's so ridiculous. That's why the president, in fact, has to do something at this point to help the seniors and those disabled people. It's just not fair.
That's right, they've got to stop
The society today.
raising the rates on every medicine.
That's true.
I know a friend of mine had gone down to get some medicine, and I think she was paying $30 every time she got it. And then when she went down to renew it again, it went up $10. And it shocked her. She said, "My gosh, I only paid $30 last time, and now it's $40."
They're trying to
Now,
put a cap on this.
that's not right.
It's not right, no. And again, anybody who'd like to call in with their opinions, ask a question, please call 856-5666. Let's start those phones ringing out there. Start the phones ringing. Okay,
Ray, if I might, while you mentioned the president's healthcare program,
Okay.
I might add that AERP has a program which they call Healthcare America, and their national legislative committee, their national board of directors worked on it, and they sent questionnaires out all over the country. I had one and sent back in. They tabulated the results and they formed this. And they just recently had a meeting with President Clinton to give him a copy of that program and tell him what they might need. He accepted it, and I know one of the women senators thought very highly of it, and whether or not that will be incorporated in what he does, I don't know.
I hope something is done soon. We have a caller over there?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's get those phones ringing, 856-5666 out there. Anybody that has a question? Let's go down to Stella, then we're going to get down to something else. Stella, tell us a little bit more about the
Well,
care
I'd
facility.
like to tell you that twice a year, we have quite a big project going, and that's to take care of our shut-ins in the nursing homes and our people in town. For Thanksgiving, we pack 300 boxes like this. And these boxes are just plain, and our members have been saving their cards and cutting out pictures, and that's what we do. We paste them on the box, and we
Can
put
you get a close-up of this, Alice?
we put 2 apples in there, a box of raisins, a bag of cookies, and a bag of candy. And
That's excellent.
we take them to our nursing homes. We go to Orange Farm, Orange Infirmary.
Right.
We go to Milford Valley, Golden Acres, Mercy Manor in the hospital,